Since 1985, it's all been about, well, trophies, money, and bragging rights. It's the All-Star Race, the Sprint All-Star Race at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And this is NASCAR.com GarageCam live in the Sprint Cup Series garage. I'm your host, Matthew Dillner. All the cars here trying to make it in the Sprint Showdown rolling by. But hey, we have a special guest host right here.
He's
Chris
back.
Rice, he's back. He only had half the show with him last week, so we wanted him back again because he was awesome. We're watching Martin Truex's car roll by here, and if you see that car, Chris, if you're a race fan watching this show live, not on YouTube or not any of the replays, you get in the chat room, you tell us who you are, where you're from, and what you want to see today on NASCAR.com GarageCam. Oh, this has been the story of the week, baby. The number 18 car, Kyle Busch, making his return after an injury earlier on in the year. Great to see Kyle Busch making that return. Rowdy's return, the hashtag.
Look how all the guys are smiling. They're happy to be back. Chris Chase, all these guys are happy for Kyle Busch to be back. We're really excited to have Kyle Busch back in the M&M's Toyota. Let's see how good he can do.
Did you know Heath here loves being on TV?
I think he loves.
Hi, Heath. He's a TV star. He doesn't know it yet. Hey, you know what? They talk about one hot night. Oh, we got the ice right there on standby. And Greg Biffle's car about to roll in here, a new paint scheme for him. Special paint schemes kind of became the norm, Chris Rice, here at the All-Star Race several years ago as Wes runs by there to work on that car. Practice is underway right now, but all those special paint schemes, so many good memories. Rice, what was your favorite paint scheme, special paint scheme back in the day?
The Tide, the chrome car was my favorite paint scheme. But let me tell you, he's got bugs on the bottom side of his car. He's got to kill some bugs. Roush Fenway is really working hard at making sure they're getting better.
And you know what? Remember that special paint scheme with the silver car there, the chrome car by Darrell Waltrip. And if you remember, he had on chrome sunglasses and like chrome-looking shoes. It was pretty entertaining. Here's the other Roush Fenway car right now. Roush Fenway Racing, of course. Next to each other, neighbors right here in the garage area. But the Mississippi mud flap, you can see it right there in the back of Ricky Stenhouse as he climbs into his car. Car chief Mike Kelly helping him get in that car as it's up on scales right now, the scale pads.
Hey, Dillner, you think he started doing that after the Chili Bowl? He figured that he needed a hairdo like that after the Chili Bowl?
Probably. I mean, the bottom line is that right there is worth about 3/10. Is the way I look at it. Austin Dillon right there, the 3 car.
It's really loud.
It's
That's
a
one of your
loud
fastest cars right now in this practice. This is not the All-Star practice. This is a Showdown practice that will race tonight to race your way in. Also, fans, you can go vote and vote somebody in.
Who are you voting in, Chris Rice?
I'm going to vote myself in. Bono, we talked to Bono last week, second week on the job right here. As you can see him working all his radios and everything. It's a lot goes on in a crew chief's head. You know, tons of radios, talking to a bunch of different people, scanning his other teams because, you know, they have a teammate in a number 43 car.
And you know what? That changed. Nothing against Drew Blickensdorfer, very talented crew chief. Sometimes you just need a change. You see that in other sports, in football and stuff as well, where you just need a change to shake things up and maybe get things moving. And we're hoping for Sam Hornish Jr. and that team that's exactly the change they need.
Hey, we were talking about a chrome race car. Check out the chrome wheels for the Aaron's Dream Machine.
Pretty cool, kind of old school. You know, I'd like to see the old, like, shiny gold wheels back. But the Aaron's Dream Machine, of course. The number 55, David Reagan.
We talked to him last week, Dillner, and that was his first week in that car. And I don't think he probably was too happy with his outcome. But, you know, another week, another chance to get a better finish. And this is no points, no nothing. Just go out and give it all. You got some short races goes on here.
How important is this? Let's put your crew chief hat on here. How important is this race in a way, in this practice and all this, since it's not points on the line, to get your communication between your new teammates proper and right?
Well, you know what? We try to get all the track time we can get, and that's what this is about, getting track time. Yes, they want to win a race for their sponsors and get in the All-Star race for tomorrow night, but you know what? They need the communication time with the crew chiefs, the drivers, the team, everybody learning each other, and they need all the time that they can get being able to you know, bond. You know what it is, like a baseball team or a football team. It takes time to bond.
And right next door, we don't see the car there, but we have to mention Justin Allgaier. He's been having a pretty darn good season so far this year with that number 51 bunch there, the Brand Agriculture Chevrolet. Of course, a home race here, Rice, for just about everybody. And there's Tennessee's very own Trevor Bain. Trevor inside the cockpit of this car looking at some data.
What is that on? What is that?
Don't get run over, Dillner, but you know what? You look at Trevor Bain. We talked to him last week on the GarageCam, and he's been getting a lot of because Ricky Stenhouse got his helmet back on. Hey, let's step in here. This is an inspection station that you don't get to see a lot of, but we did. We talked to Trevor Bain. It's a lot goes on with him. He's got a lot of grief last couple of weeks, but you know what? He's doing a good job. This is a tough series to come over here and run good at, but this is a place that will be busy in just a little while. These guys are going to do templates and tech just like they do each and every weekend. So when they get ready to go race, they're going to come and do all these templates, do all this tech. They have to meet all of NASCAR's rules to even race in the Showdown.
And you know what, Rice? I just hijacked the microphone from him because we have a trio of youngsters right here practicing at the front of this car, trying to get themselves into the Sprint Showdown. And look at this trio right here. Covering his face is Alex Bowman. Which one do you want the mic? Okay, Barry Hill, it's you. All right, pretty amped to be here for All-Star Race Weekend?
Yeah, I'm excited. You know, it's a good opportunity. I've been out of the car for such a long time that it's nice just to make some laps. And thank you, Alex.
He looks better with bunny ears.
We, you know, we're having fun out here today, and that's what it's about right now. So, you know, I'm excited to be here and thankful for the opportunity.
What about my boy Guido over here? It says it on his car.
Guido.
I love the nickname, man.
Guido's been flying lately. The Flying Burrito.
The Flying Burrito.
All right, interview.
Okay, yeah, come on, Barry Hill.
Yeah.
You're on the spot.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I don't know.
We got to ask Alex Bowman a question, okay? Yeah.
Alex Bowman, what is the bill going to be to fix your Porsche?
Way too much. It was like, I got a quote this morning for like 51 grand, and I said, nope.
What did you do to it?
Matt blew it up.
Oh, a
Yeah.
likely excuse.
No, he did it.
So now I need to make it faster, but that's not going to happen. So I may just sell it and buy a Corvette and be like the Bandetto.
Buy a Corvette.
Bad driver is what blew it up.
Oh, really? So,
No.
so who's a better driver right here? You or Guido?
Tanner.
Obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah.
So key lesson is no
If you're-
Porsche. Get a cheap, junky beater car.
Yeah, get a cheap junkie beater. Okay, 3 lessons. Cheap junkie beater car.
Don't let Di Benedetto drive.
Don't ever let Matt drive. And Tanner's the best driver here, but still gets the least amount of women.
I've only got
On that
one.
note.
She's all I need. How cute.
All right, that's a perfect out cue. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate you joining us on GarageCam. Always fun. And here's the hard-working crew of this number 7 car right here, the Tommy Baldwin Racing entry. SJ Golubeski on the tires on the back, the tire wizard on this team. What's up, SJ? He's only here so he doesn't get fined.
I got my microphone back. I do want to talk about.
I hijacked that microphone
He
from you,
did.
Rice.
Look at Alex Bowman's car. Blank.
Blank, man. We need some sponsorship on this TBR entry right here. I'll tell you what, something we also need to say, the number 7 crew doing something really neat at their shop earlier this week. Tommy Baldwin, Alex Bowman, Go Baby Go. They're actually providing some little motorized cars for some young children with some mobility issues. And wasn't able to make it up there. I was really upset I couldn't. But what a great thing that TBR did with Go Baby Go. A great deal to see some little kids with a big smile on their face this week because of Tommy Baldwin Racing.
Send in your questions. We'll talk about it. Watch out, Dillner. The 33 is coming back with Alex Kennedy in it.
Hey, by the way, the first person in the chat today, the pole position today, in case we missed it, I think we did miss it, was Louis DiDonato.
You know what? Still got the steering lock on here. He can't. That's what they're doing. What we do, we put a steering lock on these cars, and he can't turn his steering wheel. They got to pull the steering lock off. They were checking the toe. They're going to pull it off. He'll better go on out, go on about zip, pulled it right off now. He'll better turn the steering wheel. We do that as a group a lot. Alex Kennedy in the number 33, the Hillman Chevrolet.
Sometimes that sort of stuff happens in practice if you're really hustling. Of course, every person on the crew has their responsibility, has a job to do, and sometimes when you're rushing, especially these low-budget teams here that may not have as many people doing their job, something like that can happen.
Definitely. You know, it's a lot goes on here. It's mad chaos, controlled chaos that you see in the garage. And this is good that you're doing the garage cam during a hot garage. And not only is it trouble for you and I, we might get run over, but see how busy everybody is as Michael Nett slides back into his Pilot Chevrolet.
Yeah, Michael Annette there in the Flying J, number 46. Right next door, the number 23 of J.J. Yelly.
I'm not going to lie, I lost you, Dillner. I thought you were still in there with the 46.
Hey, that's okay, buddy. I'm slick. I'm the stealthest fat guy you'll ever meet. Mike Bliss to number 32, JoeUSA.com on board this car this weekend. And Alpha Canvas race covers. Good to see some new sponsorship on board this number 32 machine.
You know, we've seen a lot of news about the Levine shop catching on fire.
Which is right around the block from here.
Right around the block. But one thing I wanted to show, and as you can see, we talk about the track bar. The track bar adjuster. If Dillner shows right in that window right there, that's the track bar adjuster right here at the back. That's what the driver can change and move the track bar up and down. But as we've seen throughout this year, they don't move it a lot. It's moved some, but it's not moved
just
a lot.
Little bit, yeah.
It's just moved a little bit, but it allows people like Michael McDowell and everybody else to change the handling of the race car, get more rear grip, take the rear end out of the racetrack.
And you can see, Chris, the fans right here, this is a great illustration. I'm glad you're pointing it out. Can see the little mechanism right there is what the driver can control. But you can also still stick it in there and do it manually as far as the crew can. You see that socket sticking out right there.
Yeah, I'll help you out here, Dillner. You can stick the wedge wrench down in there and still move it if the
right
machine
where that gap
breaks.
is.
You know, you got everything happens. Things break on these race cars, and I know Kevin Harvick's broke a couple of weeks ago, so they still can stick the wrench down in there and change the height of the track bar.
So a lot more adjustment, not as extreme as everybody would think from the driver's standpoint, but still being able to adjust the track bar in the cockpit is a major change in this sport.
Well, you know, we're getting data and all that stuff, getting more and more all this stuff that we're able to see more of what the driver is doing. Yesterday in the truck series, we got to put on live data and got to see it. So we're getting to see more. But as you can see, Brendan Gaughan right here, still getting that track time. He'll be racing here in the Xfinity Series next weekend.
There's Brendan Gaughan inside the car, waving to you here on NASCAR.com GarageCam. Of course, we're in the pit area right now of Chase Elliott. Mike Aid, can I please see Chase Elliott? Thank you so much. Well, there is the Lance McGrew team, and we'll get out of this pit area here because I believe Chase Elliott is about to pull into this garage area.
Let's talk about the miles that Chase Elliott's going to do here this weekend. He's going to race here, he's going to do things here, and then he's going to jump on a plane and he's going to fly all the way to Iowa as he's going to drive in the Napa Chevrolet.
And this is pretty cool right here is what we're going to see is he's going to pull in here and they're going to make some minor adjustments, but mainly coming in here to get this thing full of fuel. Likely, Chris, probably working it here on long race runs and seeing what it's going to do with the fuel, full fuel load.
Yep, that's what they're doing. But what they've done some long race runs. Now they got to get this dude ready to qualify. So you cannot fill them up inside the garage. So they fill the cars up outside the garage. That's one of NASCAR's rules. They got the Napa Know-How Chevrolet, as Lance used to be a crew chief down there changing tires. That shows you what these guys can do.
Yep, Lance McGrew right there on that left rear. And yes, Chris, you're right. They're about to put on a set of Dr. Feelgood's sticker tires on this number 25 and get it ready for Q trim.
That's really hard to do in the middle of the day. Middle of the day is to go out there and put a good lap down at Charlotte Motor Speedway is really hard. I tweeted the other day, turns 3 and 4 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway are the toughest corners in NASCAR, I believe.
Yes, they are. This place, not as bouncy as it used to be, Chris, but still presents so many challenges, too. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 kind of different here, and 3 and 4 is usually the trouble spot when you talk about the cars getting around here. Lisa Smokestack here, long-time tire person here in this garage area, and one of the most talented people that Hendrick Motorsports has, working on the tires here in this number 25 at Chase Elliott.
Lisa's been around a long time. All these guys on this group right here, I look around and I've known these guys for a long time. Been around this garage area for a while. Lisa has had a kid and became a mom now, so you know what, not at the racetrack every weekend. But look at the little cool box for Chase Elliott right on his side there. Show that, Dillner. How much time is spent in that. So it's keeping him cool, letting him have some fresh air because it's still nice and hot in there just right off the racetrack. You know, keeping them guys fresh. He's got a lot of racing and a lot of miles to do this weekend.
You got it. Tanner Berryhill about to pull out here in this number 66 car. I think we're going to get over to the other side of the garage there, Rice, because, well, this is the time of day where, you know, we get a little walking in. I know Chris Rice has been walking a lot this weekend already as a crew chief. Look, he's all tired as it is. Woo. Wake up, buddy.
Come on, guys. These nice big pit boxes are some good to lean on.
Yeah, they're a little like a pillow action. So what's our song here to walk through? Actually, you know what? Let me ask you a question. What's your favorite all-star race moment?
Oh my! There's only one, to pass through the grass. Come on, Dale Earnhardt. You know, I'm getting older and I remember things like that. But all the fighting back then, Dale Earnhardt, Darrell Waltrip, all them guys, that was what made racing. I think just being able to go up there and bump that guy. You know, they ran on bias-ply tires back then.
Oh yeah,
sideways, smoking the right rear. Now we own these radials, you know what I mean? It's a little different, but the pass through the grass is still my most favorite one, you know.
Technically, it wasn't a pass, but we call it the pass in the grass. I'll tell you what, that day I went from being a fan of Bill Elliott to being a fan of Dale Earnhardt.
How could you not?
Oh, look at this. Kyle Busch, you see him right there in the distance walking to his car. Ready to get back to action is Kyle Busch. We'll show you here. We got the Casey Mears machine, the number 13 here in this garage stall. And let's see, we'll check our Sprint tablet. Matt, you were an all-star. When you get a chance, my son would like to see the number 42 car. Well, thanks for calling me an all-star. I don't know about that, but here's the crew, the talented crew of the number 42, the Chip Ganassi Racing Target team. Also, hi, Matt, from Michael Chesniak. Love your show. Zoe would love to see the 10 car. We've been voting for her all day. Well, good job, little Zoe, voting for Danica Patrick, and her cars will be in this empty stall momentarily. Actually, right now, it's about to pull in and get a little splash of Sunoco gasoline. So, Zoe, this is for you. We'll show it while Chris Rice gets us up to speed on some other stuff right here. It's great to have Chris Rice along with us. Kind of makes old MD's job easy. Well, there is the number 42 of Kyle Larson pulling in, and right next door, the neighbor, Mobil 1 on the hood of the Aspen Dental number 10. And, of course, Mobil 1, a proud sponsor of NASCAR.com GarageCam.
She just went her fastest lap at a 28.63, now P4. She must have just made a mock run, mock qualifying run. So what we're saying by that is they're mocking up for what they're going to do here in just a little while and qualifying for the Showdown.
And Clint Boyer about to get interviewed by Jamie Little right there. Otherwise, we'd hop in there.
The NASCAR.com app that they have where you can listen to drivers and listen to spotters. One of my favorite teams to listen to is Clint Boyer and Brett Griffin each and every weekend, because Clint, he is very animated and does not care who's listening.
And I'll tell you what, he and Brett Griffin, of course, a longtime friend of Elliott Sadler, Brett Griffin, they sure are entertaining to listen to. I'd say it's them, and then I'd say in the truck series, my favorite to listen to is Johnny Sauter.
Johnny Sauter.
Johnny Sauter. Colorful.
Number one, Johnny Sauter.
God bless America.
And in Xfinity series, Kyle Busch when he's in there racing.
Oh, yeah. He's usually out front, though, when he's racing Xfinity. But, hey, Paul Menard, this number 27 crew right here. Timmy Latiga here at the back of the car.
Timmy Latiga, one of Daniel Hemrick's biggest fans. Daniel Hemrick, as Daniel Hemrick drives for us, but Timmy Latiga is one of Daniel Hemrick's biggest fans. Who's going to win the truck race tonight?
Daniel Hemrick.
What did I tell you?
Hey, Martin Truex Jr., probably one of the favorites as far as the Sprint Showdown field is concerned. Probably one of the favorites to race his way in. And what a beautiful thing they did the other night with the Martin Truex Jr. Foundation. Catwalk for a Cause. Didn't get to go this year because I was actually busy working, but what a beautiful thing to see some kids come from the hospital and get their chance to walk up and down a catwalk and get recognized.
Absolutely. And if you watch the preview show on NASCAR.com, that's who I picked to win tonight.
Hey, that's a smart pick. That would be my pick for tonight for the Sprint Showdown, would be that number 78. Fast everywhere they have unloaded so far is the Cole Pern-led number 78 team. Tony Stewart's machine right here. And, of course, all the cameras right here are looking because Kyle Busch is back, baby. The number 18.
All the cameras showing him get back into his race car. You know what he's done? He has made a recovery that's unreal. It's something that you don't see a lot of. He's jumping back in this race car, going to go, and I'll guarantee you he'll be close to the top of the board right off the get-go.
Kyle Busch is a racer, and communicated with him a little bit through the recovery process. And he really used the time to appreciate what he does have and not worry about what he doesn't, not worry about being out of the race car. Of course, he was working so hard to get back to the race car, but with his wife, Samantha, pregnant, really working on the nursery and doing things like that and trying to appreciate what they do have in life to help him when he gets back here to the race car. Definitely a different appreciation from Kyle Busch. But now it's all about getting back in that candy machine and going fast here at a place where he certainly can get around, Chris Rice.
You know, we're all racers. And what we mean by we're racers, it doesn't matter what it takes to get back in that race car. He'll do whatever it takes to get back in there. And Kyle Busch has jumped back in the race car for the first time since the Daytona wreck.
Quinn USA on the chat right now. Please make my day by showing Smokes number 14 Bass Pro Shops Mobile One Chevrolet. And there is Tony Stewart's ride right there. Of course, Kyle Busch, 9 All-Star appearances, 3 pole positions, 5 DNFs. Well, that's because he's getting after it and running hard. This is a race where you go for broke. It doesn't matter if you finish 3rd and 4th. It's not all about consistency, so throw the DNFs out the window as far as stats are concerned. It doesn't matter, but this guy wants to win the All-Star races, led 10-plus laps in every appearance he's been in so far, and wants to get that All-Star trophy.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Steve Post.
I wouldn't get in the middle of that. AJ Allmendinger, big news come out of the camp this week. I thought you was going to talk about it, Dillner. That's why I threw it to you.
I didn't even hear you, bud.
Big news for AJ Allmendinger come out, re-sign with these guys. So,
and there is Carl Edwards, a guy that's pretty familiar with winning here at the All-Star races. Carl Edwards talking to his crew right now.
Sean here's telling me about his bike racing. He
I was the first loser.
finished second.
First
this
loser?
week.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't have a second place finish yet this year, so I'm not making fun of him.
Hey, did you wreck?
I wrecked in practice. The race went smooth. I got my wreck out of the way in the pre-race, so ended up second, first loser. We'll see what we can do this week.
Hey, it was on a Scott bicycle. Otherwise, you'd have been like 10th. So it was good. Scott really helped us out.
Last time at the All-Star race that I was hanging out with you here, it was after Victory Lane, and we replaced a divot from that amazing celebration. You want to get this win so bad. Every time you come here, All-Star race is pretty special.
Yes, and last year was close. I watched the replay.
Yeah.
It was close. So we're going to go for it, have some fun, and hopefully get this monkey off our backs. I mean, we need to win. We need to just have some good runs, have a good time.
The monkey don't exist.
Yeah.
Carl Edwards right there, confident in that number 19 machine.
Hey, that was a
a
good
monkey.
steal. That
He
was a
thinks
good
it's a
steal.
monkey, but it's not a monkey.
Not
it's
a
an
monkey.
imaginary monkey.
How about
When you get with a new team, Chris, it takes a little while to get things going. Not everybody hops in there like Matt Kenseth. That was a very special situation right there. They really hit it off right off the bat, and sometimes it takes a little longer.
It
Remember,
does.
in this chase format, it really doesn't matter.
It doesn't. It
doesn't.
doesn't. And you know what? We talked about it on our preview show, how hard it is to, get everybody bonded. But he talked about his seat, just getting his seat right. That is their house. That is where they live, inside that race car. They got to feel good. They got to,
And I believe he's actually switched from a Butler-built seat to now he's in the carbon fiber, like the composite seat right now. So it is a different feel. Race fans probably don't understand that because they haven't actually raced, and I don't mean that in any offense to anybody, but I can tell you I've sat in a few different race car seats, and there is a different feel. I've never sat in a composite one, but there's a different feel in the butt.
Well, we're a little too big to sit in them, but, you look at Denny Hamlin. Look at Denny Hamlin's car there, and, he's had a lot of back trouble. He sits in the Hendrick-style carbon fiber seat, one of the safest seats that they've ever invented. Right along with LaJoy's and Butler's, all of them are really good. And then you look at Ryan Newman, he sits in a Butler-style seat. So everybody takes something a little different to be able to feel the race car.
I know in talking to some of the drivers, they feel like they can feel the car a little better in the steel seat. A lot of the people like the comfort and the safety factor supposedly in the composite seats. I guess it's just a preference thing. It's some people prefer tennis shoes, sneakers. Some people prefer loafers. I mean, that's what it is, baby.
Absolutely. We look at Eric here, and he's in a carbon fiber seat. I know when he started back in his day, he ran in a Butler-built seat. So everybody takes some a little different out of what they need. But I love these new style race cars. I love how low they are all the time. I love how they look. They look just like the car that they drive on the road. Everything about it is, I love it, and it's just awesome to watch them race.
5 minutes till GarageCam is all wrapped up, and we're practicing for the All-Star race right now. The Showdown cars on track right here. And we have the Hendrick Motorsports Brigade parked in this part of the garage here with Casey Kane and with Jeff Gordon alongside. You saw Jeff Gordon in our chat just about 10, 15 minutes, 30, 20 minutes ago. But Hendrick Motorsports, okay? 4 of the Hendrick drivers, all 4 of them have won the All-Star race. So there's no other team in racing, Chris Rice, that has a lineup right now that consists of 4 All-Star race winners. Only Hendrick Motorsports.
That's awesome how they've built a team, and all of their drivers have been great. Not good, but they've been great. Chase Elliott is one of them coming right through, and he's going to be your next Jeff Gordon.
And he is, of course, a rookie this year in this field. If he is indeed to make the All-Star race, that would be Chase Elliott. Only 2 rookies have ever won the All-Star race. Ryan Newman, who we just saw moments ago, and the guy that we're going to be seeing here shortly, Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Dillner, we don't want to get...
man. Jamie Mack, this is the guy that won last year. Of course, he had a big turkey on his car. No turkey this year. He's got a bass on the front of his car, though, so at least he has that going for him.
Yeah, we definitely don't want to get run over, and they're getting ready to take off right here. So, you know, Jamie Mack wins big races, and that's one thing about Jamie Mack. He can go out and win this race.
Matt Kenseth right there. A guy that actually Brad Keselowski in his blog yesterday mentioned as one of the drivers that can take a car that maybe isn't a 5th place car and finish 3rd with it. Very complimentary Brad Keselowski was in his blog about Matt Kenseth and drivers like that last night. If you haven't caught Brad Keselowski's blog, check out his personal website. A little cool thing he did on Twitter last night, hashtag car or driver, what one is the most important? Brad Keselowski, always a thinker.
They're rolling, Dillner, they're getting ready to roll them out, so watch yourself, don't get run over as Buster is waving them out. They let them go out by points, that's why he's waving them. Oh, Dale Earnhardt Jr. can't go too soon. Yep, he's going to let him go. So
Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s new paint scheme right there. Let him go a little early here on NASCAR.com GarageCam, but we're showing them to you as Kurt Busch rolls by.
I want to say something about Kurt Busch. You see where he pulled out of the garage. Riggin Smith done a good job. Here comes the 2 car. Brad Keselowski will run a truck race tonight already. Has had some time on the racetrack this weekend. A little busy in here with garage cams during the hot session, isn't it, Dillner?
Oh, yeah, man. You got to be an octopus. You got to have multiple arms and have your head on a swivel. It's awesome. But that's the cool part about the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series garage. Not many people get to experience it down here like we are. So we like to bring it to your living room, to your office, to wherever you're watching this, your basement, your bathroom. I don't care.
First laps on the racetrack for Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch making his return. Rowdy returns. He tweeted last week, "I'm back." And that was a pretty cool video that they produced there. Jeff Gordon, okay, everybody's got their eyes on him. 4-time winner of this event. Rice, are you ready?
I'm ready to watch what Kyle Busch is going to do here because I guarantee he goes right to the top of the board to show everybody that he's ready.
Tony Stewart right here. They're staging one of the officials in front of him. Buster here having a little bit of fun with the officials here. You know, the All-Star race is serious. But you know what? We like to have a little bit of fun here, too. It kind of brings us back to our short track roots, even though we're in a big old 1.5 miles.
Absolutely. Before you get off there, I'm going to end with this. As you can see, them guys are going out to practice now. These guys are finished getting ready to go qualify for their race tonight. But you know what? It's time to go. Since you, like you said, 1985. Throw off the gloves. Let's go at it, baby.
Oh, yeah. All gloves are off, and make sure to tune in. Race Buddy. We'll have Brad Keselowski's car, the number 4 of Kevin Harvick. We didn't get to show Kevin Harvick's number 4, all you happy fans. Of course, Kyle Busch will be making his return, and you will be able to see it on Race Buddy, in-car cameras and communication. Also, the number 88 of the highly popular Dale Earnhardt Jr. So make sure you tune in to the Sprint All-Star race. Heck, turn into the Showdown. Tune into that, too. That'll be 7 o'clock tonight. And also, make sure you tune in to the Sprint All-Star race, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Fox Sports 1. They're about to unleash the beast of the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. This is our co-host this weekend, Chris Rice. Thanks a lot for joining us this week and having fun. You see on the big screen behind us, they're about to let these puppies go for practice number 1 for the Sprint All-Star race.
Dogs. They're about to let the dogs
go.
About
to let them dogs out. Ladies and gentlemen, this is GarageCam. Thanks for joining us. If we didn't get a shout-out to you, hit us up on Twitter, #GarageCam. And until next time, we'll see you at the races.